I'm Jamie Tjornehoj, Marketing Manager at New Spaces, and I'm here with Meredith Deeds, food writer, recipe developer, and columnist for the Star Tribune. And we are in her beautiful home in Edina, in which we are remodeling in 2023. And so Meredith has something amazing cooking right now, and she's going to tell us a little bit about it.
In terms of the remodel, or what's actually on my stove?
See what's on your stove.
All right, come with me. I'm working on a recipe for my column, and today it is a lentil andouille sausage soup.
Amazing.
Yeah, no, it's going to be good, I hope.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
What do we have in this?
Got lentils and sausage and herbs and carrots, onions, celery situation. It's a perfect thing for a cold winter day.
Right.
Indeed.
And so you write for the Star Tribune.
I do.
So when did you start writing for the Star Tribune?
Boy, it's been 12 years, I think.
Oh my goodness.
It's been a long time.
Okay.
It's been a long time. So I write for the Star Tribune, but I also develop recipes for clients like General Mills and other clients that have food brands.
Okay.
And those recipes go on their internet, their websites, on back of packages, all kinds of different things.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And so you've been doing this for many years.
Many years.
Okay.
A lot of years.
Yes.
Too many years to mention, but no, it's been a long time.
And you also have a few books published.
I do. I've written several cookbooks. One of them was a James Beard nominated cookbook, The Big Book of Appetizers. So I do a little bit of everything in this business, which is what you have to do in this business in order to make a living.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
And we're gonna take a look at those books a little bit later, but right now we wanna walk you through this remodel that's gonna take place. So this is her current kitchen, what she's working with. So what are some of the challenges that you deal with today with your kitchen?
So you can see that this kitchen is fairly small, and especially for a home like this.
Right.
It's not badly designed. I purchased it. This is exactly the way that it was when we purchased the house 15 years ago.
Okay.
And it's as well as it could be designed for the tiny bit of space that it takes up.
Right.
But it's really a one-person kitchen.
Okay.
There's no room for two of us to cook in here,
Right.
essentially. And things that are difficult about it are, for instance, this. The dishwasher. When you open up the dishwasher, it's hard to stand at the sink.
Right, you can't have multiple things
It's
open
very
here.
difficult.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all tightly compact and difficult to get around, especially if there's more than one person in here. And it's also at the very end of the living space, so it feels very segregated from the rest of the house. It's closed in. As much as I'm in here cooking, and I'm cooking in here an awful lot, I often feel like the caterer because I'm segregated from the rest.
Right.
And if you're entertaining or you have family over, that's not fun. You're in here by yourself because there's no room for anybody else, and you kind of just find yourself losing the joy in the process of cooking. You're just trying to get it done so that you can get out there and join the fun. And what we're hoping to do is a remodel that makes it possible for me to be part of the fun when I'm in the kitchen. Yeah.
Okay, and you're working with our designer, Allie.
I am.
Okay.
She's been very wonderful to work with so far. It's been a great experience.
Yes, Allie is amazing, and you've also been working with Bjorn, and so...
Of course, Bjorn.
Yeah, was he the first person that you met? Is that how you kind of came
Absolutely.
to New Spaces?
No, we went to the Remodeler Showcase.
Okay.
And he was there speaking about a remodel that had some similarities to what we were doing. So we had him over. We interviewed more than one builder.
Sure.
But Bjorn really spoke in a way about the design process that made a lot of sense to me, and about how careful things are done during the design process so that you run into fewer problems during the actual construction. Which is important because one other little tiny twist in our remodel is that my husband, who is a professor at University of St. Thomas, is taking a sabbatical, and we are going to be in Spain the entire remodel. So we're going to do this from half a world away.
Yeah.
So he was very clear about the steps that New Spaces takes in order to create a design before any construction happens at all, that covers every detail, every small little thing. And we've taken a lot of time. We've been in this process for months. And I really appreciate that. That is a huge benefit, in my opinion, to take that time,
Of course.
to make sure everything is nailed down. And I'm super excited about what I think the results are going to look like.
Yeah, and how long have you lived in this house?
We've been here for 15 years.
15 years.
So this is a long time for us to, for me especially, to have lived with this kitchen situation. And we had to decide when we were making the decision to remodel whether or not it made sense for us to remodel or to move. But we really love our neighborhood. We really love the location. It's very central to everything that's going on in the city. It's easy to get to the airport. Our neighbors are so important to us. Very little turnover happens in our neighborhood. The neighbors that are all around us now, for the most part, are the neighbors that have been here the entire time we've lived here. And I think we've all just made a joint pact. We're gonna live here until the end. So that's another part of the consideration in this, is that we really plan on living here for another 20 years, and at least, and maybe more, hopefully more. And so this is really my last shot to get the kitchen of my dreams. And that is what we're really trying to accomplish here. It's no small feat, and God bless Allie. She's really had to work with me on this because every detail is important to me. I'm never planning on doing this again. This is it. High stakes.
Yep. No, that's great. And we're so excited for this remodel. It's going to be beautiful. So let's talk a little bit about what we're doing.
Yes. Well, it might make more sense for us to kind of wander back around, and we'll start from this side of the house. So we have not a huge living room here, but a very large piece of architecture right in the middle that cuts off every other part of the house. From the living room, it cuts off the kitchen, it cuts off the dining room, and it takes up a lot of space.
It does.
So we're going to reorient everything. We're taking this out, and when we go into the dining room, you'll see I have a beautiful vaulted wood ceiling in our dining room, and that's going to now be open to the rest of the house. And we're going to remove this. We're going to make this living area larger, reorienting so that the couch and everything faces this way and that way. So we have a beautiful, it's the winter, it's hard to tell now, but we have a beautiful view out of our backyard. It looks, in the summer, it looks like a forest. In the winter, it looks like a, winter wonderland. And we, right now, half of the time, we're not even facing it. We don't get to enjoy it at all. So we're going to reorient things. A smaller fireplace situation is going to happen over here. All of this is gone now, so my kitchen will be open. And if we want to go back into the kitchen for a second, I'll show you what that's going to look like.
Yeah, let's do it.
So the kitchen now, imagine all of this is gone. A huge island out here. So now I'm in a sink in the island. So now I'm facing this way. I totally get to be a part of all of the fun that's happening in the living room. And they get to be a part of the fun that's happening in the kitchen. And the kitchen is going to move this way a little bit. So all of this is going to be the kitchen. My ovens will be here. The stove will be here. We're going to move what is a mudroom now is going to be enlarged and made into a kind of a butler's pantry, and I'm really excited about this. It's going to look a lot like the kitchen, and it'll have counters and cabinets. It's going to have a sink in there. It's sort of a second work area and a place where I can put all of my extra equipment and products and things like that, which is right now, it just looks like a hurricane hit that area because there's nowhere to put anything. So that's going to be exciting, open to all of this. And then the other part that is going to expose when we're done with this is my dining room. So all of this will be now visible, but all of this beautiful ceiling, we're going to see it from out here, which is going to make that space feel lighter and airier. and we'll have a view of it from the kitchen, and it'll just be a really lovely space. There'll be a half wall here that separates. It won't go all the way through because there'll be a pass through into the dining room or into the living room, but there'll be a half wall here. So it does separate the dining room from the living room, but it'll still be very open. And I can't tell you how exciting that is, because it's gonna let this light in to the rest of my kitchen. If I turned out the lights in my kitchen, you'd see how dark it is. One of the things I do is, for my job, is I'm a food photographer. I have to take my own shots, and I have no natural light now.
Right, yeah.
So I have to create a little setup in here. Do you want me to show you really quickly how that goes? So what I do is I take some milk cartons in order to capture the light. This is the only place in my house that has light right now. So I'm excited that we're going to share that light with the rest of the house now. But I create a situation where I use a fake, don't tell, nobody should see this, right? This isn't on camera, is it?
Yeah.
I use a fake surface, and I put it on here, and then I shoot down.
Right here with
I
this light.
shoot right here with this light. I'll yank the blinds up and grab as much light as I can. But what's going to be really exciting is once we get this done, I can shoot if I feel like it. I can shoot on the countertop. We'll let all this light in, and it's going to be a much brighter area. I'm very much looking forward to it.
So it sounds like some of the things that you wanted out of this remodel were more light flow, a little bit more just flow of the house, so you're able to kind of talk to people while you're in the kitchen and kind of build that community a little bit more just throughout your space. Okay.
It's not just a remodel, it's a whole lifestyle change, because I'm not in the kitchen like other people are in the kitchen. I'm in the kitchen like other people are sitting at their desks. So if you can imagine, most people have, 9 to 5 are sitting at a desk for several hours of that day. I'm in the kitchen during that time.
This is your workspace.
This is my workspace, and it's cramped, and it's like, it's the difference between having a tiny little cubicle in your office and being moved to the big corner suite.
That's a great example and analogy.
Exactly, and I think everybody will understand that. And so, so it's just, for me, it's a very exciting and really, I don't want to hyperbolize it too much, but life-altering remodel in a way that may not be true for everybody, but is a little bit true for everybody, right? I mean, that's why we take the time and spend the money and find the right people to work with to do a really important job in your life.
Well, I mean, like Bjorn, who I'm sure I said to you, we move in with our clients during this process. And a lot of times, our clients come with all these needs and wants, but the real reason of the remodel is a little bit deeper, which it sounds like in this case it is again. And so we have a whole bookshelf here of books and recipes. So let's take a look over here.
It's a mess, but it just attribute to how much I use it.
And I want to say one of your books is on here.
They're all up here.
They're all up here.
Yeah, a bunch of this section up here is all mine. This is the one that I got nominated for the James Beard Award for. And yeah, I've written just a number of cookbooks, and so it's just a very important part of my life.
Yeah.
And we're gonna incorporate a bookshelf into the kitchen so I can keep the books that are most important to me at the moment there, on hand, really close to me. And that was a little something that I was able to add to the design, and that's another thing that's so good about New Spaces. It's a collaborative process. They're really you, not them. You're right here. You're really interested in what it is that's going to be important and allow the space for those decisions to be made. And I think that's I'm not looking for a cookie cutter kitchen. I'm looking for something that is me and that really speaks to me and the way I work in it. And I feel like this design process has been very open to collaboration in that way, which was another reason that was very clear when we spoke to Bjorn the first time, which is essentially, He just sat down with us, I think it was for 3 hours. Seemed like 15 minutes to me. I don't know how long it felt like for him, but we spent so long initially just talking about the process, because that's critical to me. I'm gonna be in Madrid for the whole time this is being worked in, so you're not really moving in with me. Yeah. Although at times it's felt like it already. Because we've really worked so hard to make sure that everything is just right going into the construction itself. And I feel like I'll be surprised if there are any big surprises during that process because of it. So there's where you don't want to be surprised.
Right. Yeah, well, I know all of our production team, all of our designers are getting ready for this remodel because we're so excited for it. And so we just want to thank you for kind of watching and walking through this a little bit with us. We're also going to do a video after the remodel is done and kind of show how it's changed Meredith and her husband's life, and maybe we even get another cooking lesson.
That can happen.
Well, thank you, Meredith.
Thank you so much,
it has
Jamie.
been a pleasure.
It has
and
been for
we'll
me as
see you
well.
all next time.